if I'm in Illustrator here, and I kind of just want to show you one part here, is that with my guys here, which I showed you guys that you use a pen tool to create that, the guys that I had made in their legs, my legs are, and if I go to view outline, my legs are solid shapes, which I was able to kind of do things like this and this, which you probably didn't have that kind of access to. And you can see that my lines are just these straight lines that look like that. But when I turn the view back, it's a thickness to it. So what that is that Illustrator, works in a way where if you draw a line with the pen tool, and you have a thickness to that line, like that, you can make it so it's a shape, because right now it's just, we're calling it a line. But if I want to make it a path or a shape like these legs are, if I go to object and expand it, it's going to allow me to change the fill and the stroke. And right now that it's got, it's now, if I go to preview, it's now a shape. You can see that it's a shape here now. And what happened is when I go into Photoshop and I brought it in, it actually brings it in a different way. And I just didn't want you to do that because it causes a little bit of confusion. But what it does is you can change these guys around a lot and then bring it in. And I think Illustrator allows you to kind of draw things kind of quickly, quicker than Photoshop would allow you to draw things. So that's why I was having you do it in Illustrator. So I'm going to delete this, and if I have saved this, so I'm going to show you what this looks like when you open it up. But then I'm also going to show you this one here. All I did was just copied the guys and then just repeated it, so it looks just like this. View outline, right? So I'm just showing you, if you brought it in a different way, what happens. So if I go in and I save this, if I go to export as, and I'm going to export it as a Photoshop, and I'm going to leave it the same name here and export it, right? And this one here, I'm going to call it something else, and I'm going to export it just because I already have it opened up as something else. So if I go into Photoshop now, and I go to File, Open, and I want to show you that first one first, this one here, and if I hit Open, what happens is it comes in as little groups like this here, and there's like, you can see it's all in pieces, which is really kind of annoying. What you can do if you want, you'd have to go like this and select them all, and then I can go up to Layer, and then I can go over here to Merge Layers, and it's going to merge it as one layer, and then I can call that whatever thing that is in that one. So I just felt like it was a lot of work. The other way to do it is the other way. And it worked better the other way that I had you guys do it. So if I go to Open, and then I find my walk here, what do I name it? This one here, right? It's that one. And I hit Open. It comes in with the names of my layers that I have in Illustrator, and it's all in its own separate layer, right? So now if I want to do a walk cycle, I just go in here and I create video template. Click on there, and then I'm just going to shift these down to make them, smaller, just like you did before. This is actually, they're really big here. I think if I go all the way to that, I know it seems like it's flattening completely, but they're actually smaller there. And this isn't going to walk correctly because mine isn't what you guys have done. And then if I go here and make this bigger here, I can see how big they are, and then I would just shift these over, And then if I hit the thing, you can see that it walks, right? And then you can just shift these and make these actually, I think I found that 3 actually works out better. And this is going to look really weird because of right. But if I go to the other one, I can show you what it looks like. Right, so he walks across, and you can see that these are 3 here. All I did was create a background and stuck it behind it to make it look like it's walking on behind something, to make it a little more interesting. You can also do here where I did open, where is it? Stationary. So he's standing in one spot, and he's just standing there. And all I did was I had to just go to each character, and I set up with my rulers out. I went and put points where the floor was. And I actually put the point here on the body like that, and then I made sure I moved every single one of those over to that edge of there, and now when I run it, he's just walking in the middle of the screen rather than kind of going across the screen. So if you want to do that, you can do that too. Get that off. So that's how you do it, right? Any questions on that? You guys are pretty familiar with it now. I think that you'll be able to do it pretty quickly. So I'm going to turn off the recording.